Hello, Lions fans, and welcome to episode 58 of Just Lying Around, a Detroit Lions podcast presented by the World of Football. I'm your host, Kyle Sutherland, and I'm joined by my co-host and brother-in-law, Adam Snow. Adam, you were just saying you got done with your yard, mowing it up, trimming it, looking pretty good. What you were saying.
Nope, none of
But
that
other than
stuff.
that, Quarterback is out on Netflix. Have you watched the whole series?
Yep, we talked about it on our weekly podcast this week in the world of football. Everybody, if you get a chance, go over there, check that out. Nice little plug. Loved it. Jared Goff was, and try not to sound biased, with all the Lions stuff here, but I feel like Jared Goff was the best part, followed closely by Mr. Joe Burrow and Kirk Cousins. I thought it was phenomenal. It was great. Other than the last episode where we lost the Commanders, I would have rewritten that whole part and had the Lions win a couple more games.
Well, the season's already over, so kind of knew how that was going to go. But I got through episode 4 last night. Going to watch the last, 3 more? So can't wait for that.
Because episode 4, that was very Jared Goff heavy, right?
Yeah, and it had that famous or excellent Dan Campbell speech in there too.
Yeah, so episode 4 is probably the peak episode for Jared Goff. It feels like the Jared Goff is like not an afterthought, but it's just like you're kind of waiting for them to get back to Jared. Like, come on, let's see what Jared's got going on. So,
yeah, but on today's show, we're gonna go give our picks for the 2025 season. Actually, go through wins or losses here. Talk about training camp coming up here, and football is officially, less than 2 weeks away, I think.
Pro Bowl, yep. Well, Dad and I'll be there at the Hall of Fame game. Not the Pro Bowl, Hall of Fame game.
And then lastly, we're going to talk about an injury report that came out, I believe, yesterday for the Lions. Not too concerning, except for a player I want to talk about here coming up. So let's just jump into this here. We're going to give our wins and losses for the upcoming schedule here. It's going to be pretty quick. We're not going to go into in depth for each game. We'll probably pick 1 or 2 games to talk about. But starting off for the first game here, we have Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field, or as most people would like to say, Detroit's second home field. For me, I have I have the Lions winning this one. What about you?
I actually have the Lions winning that one as well.
Yep. Because their secondary looks like crap now. They got rid of Jair Alexander, and it's going to be a good game. Second week, we have Chicago Bears at home. I got Ben Johnson, head coach for the Chicago Bears. I believe the Lions are just going to run the score up on them and really putting the belt to ass on the Chicago Bears. I think it's going to be another win for the Lions.
I also agree. Another win for the Lions. Got them at 2-0 right now. But I expect the Bears to try some trick plays. I think maybe one will work and one's going to blow up in their face because Caleb Williams is not as good as everybody thinks he is. So, yeah, Lions take it.
Okay, so heading into week 3, Baltimore Ravens at their place. I think this is going to be a tough match. I think the Lions are going to lose this one. Baltimore Ravens has always had their numbers. So, what about you?
Yep, Ravens on the road, and isn't that a Monday night game?
Yep, Monday night game. So
it's a big Monday night game. Lamar Jackson probably going to show off on national television. Probably be where everybody's like, "Oh, are the Lions frauds?" Get ready for that talk 3 weeks into the season. That's okay. We're going to lose. It'll be okay. We got a nice stretch coming up.
Yep. So speaking of nice stretches, we start off with Cleveland Browns week 4 at home. Who knows what quarterback's going to start for them, but I have the Chicago Bears or Detroit Lions winning this one.
Yep, also Lions over Browns. Yep. Doesn't matter who they got under center. I think the Lions take it.
Yeah. And we have week 5, Cincinnati Bengals at their place. This will be interesting if Hendrickson is signed or not with them, but I think the Lions are going to win this game.
Yeah, it's in Cincinnati. As much as I like Joe Cool, I think it'll be awesome to see him go against Jared Goff. But I don't trust that Bengals defense. They allowed a lot of points last year, and if there's anything the Lions offense could do, is I think they're still going to score some points. As long as that Lions defense stays healthy, they could probably get some, maybe not as much pressure as we think. We'll have Aiden Hutchinson hopefully nice and healthy, so maybe we'll get some pressure. Frazzle them a little bit. Lions win.
Yeah, it'll be a good test for Terrion Arnold or DJ Reed going up to against Jamar Chase. How they're gonna play that. So that'll be a good game to watch.
Oh yeah.
And we have week 6 at Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Chiefs offense is frauds, and I think the Lions are gonna win this one.
Wow, we are lockstep so far. I'm also taking the Lions to win big on the road. I believe that isn't that a Sunday night game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so Lions prime time against Kansas City. I think the Lions show up and they, have some fun there in Kansas City. Should be a good game though. Mahomes, never sleep on him. But I feel like the Lions are going to come into that game ready.
Yep. And week 7, Tampa Bay Bucks. I don't know, whatever Todd Bowles has that Bucks wired up or whatever. I think the Bucks are going to win this one. So I have the Lions losing.
Wow, I think Detroit, after losing to the Bucks last year, this is a bit of a revenge game. I see Detroit taking this one at home. I don't think they let that happen again.
Okay. So week 8, Lions have a bye.
So what's that make us both at the bye? I'm 6-1.
Yep,
and
you're 6-1, and I'm 5-2.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, week 8, Lions have the bye. Moving on to week 9, first Minnesota at home. I think JJ McCarthy's overrated. I think the Lions are going to win this one.
That must hurt you to say because you're a Michigan man and you love JJ McCarthy.
I never said that.
Oh, but you are a Michigan man though, are you not?
Yes, I am.
Did he not win you a national championship? Hence, therefore, making you his fan.
Okay, we're not going to get the stats right now, but I think
I'm not talking
running
about stats.
backs.
I'm just saying, are you in love with him? I know you're in love with him. It's okay.
No, I'm not.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Michigan fans probably gonna hate you now. I take the Lions over the Vikings. I don't think whoever they got there in that quarterback room right now ain't even Sam Darnold. Probably couldn't help them this time around against Detroit.
No. So moving on to week 10, a rematch versus Washington Commanders. I think the Lions are going to be prepped for this game and ready to roar. I think the Lions are going to win this one.
Well, unfortunately, this will be another disagreement. I'm taking the Commanders in this one. I think it'll be tough. They got, I think after the bye, you get a nice, probably exhaustive win against the Vikings, and you got to play a tough Commanders team, in their building. I think the Commanders take it. It might be a low-scoring game, or it might be a shootout. Who's to say? I just think Jaden Daniels is a big factor in them winning this game.
Okay. So week 11 at Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Philadelphia Eagles just has too much star power right now. I think the Eagles are going to win.
Yep, I'm going to take the Eagles as well, which, the Lions haven't lost back-to-back games in how long, Kyle? It's been 3 or 4 years, or 2 years, right? 2 years. So this will be the first time the Lions will drop back-to-back games against 2 NFC East opponents, guys that they could be playing in the playoffs. You don't like to see that in terms of tiebreakers, but Eagles are the defending champs. We can't discount them. They got a good roster. Could Detroit make it a fight? Sure. We'll see where they actually are when that part of the season gets along here. But for now, I got to give it to the champs. It's going to be a tough one. Isn't this another Monday or Sunday night game? This is a primetime game. Lions, Eagles. So, I think this will be a great game regardless. Lions win or lose. So, looking forward to that one.
Yep. And moving on to week 12, New York Giants at home. Who knows who their quarterback's going to be? Is it going to be, was it Jackson Dart, or isn't Sam Darnold signing with them too?
No, Sam Darnold's with the Seahawks.
Okay. So yeah, I have the Lions winning this one.
Oh yeah, consider this bye week number 2 in the season for Detroit. I think they steamroll the Giants. Giants as an organization is wow, they are a dumpster fire. I like their coach. I just don't like their front office. I don't like a lot of the decisions they've made with their personnel. I just don't trust the Giants at all. Maybe I'll get surprised. Maybe there's always a team every year that surprises. Maybe it'll be the Giants, but right now, I'm not feeling it. Go Lions.
Yeah, I think if the Giants have another crappy season this year, I think they're gonna fire the head coach. Even though he's probably a good coach, but they like to move on from the coaches, just like the Jets do.
Yeah.
So, week 13, Thanksgiving at home against the Packers. I have the Lions winning. I think Jordan Love's overrated as well, and he's going to get exposed during this game.
Yeah, all this obviously hypothetical. As long as we're thinking everybody's healthy. We know not everybody's going to be healthy by this point of the season. Who knows what guys are not going to be in? I'm going to take the Packers for now to win this, just because I feel like it's tough to win. I know the Lions got that monkey off their back last year, winning that Thanksgiving game, but it's still been a rough go on these Thanksgiving games for some reason. If it weren't for Eberflusing that game last year, the Lions lose this game. This year, Packers, it's always tough on Thanksgiving against them. I don't know. I just feel like if we're going to split with the Packers, obviously, like we're taking in their building, they'll take ours. We split.
All right, moving on to week 14, December 4th, Dallas Cowboys. Aiden Hutchinson's revenge game. I think he's going to have 4 or 5 sacks. I think the Lions are going to win.
Yep, I think this Dallas team we're going to see, they're going to be. They got a big hard stretch going into this game against the Lions. They have to go to Las Vegas, home against the Eagles, Thanksgiving against the Chiefs, and they got to play the Lions. It's a really tough stretch. I think the Cowboys come in banged up, and Detroit takes advantage of that, and Detroit gets the win.
Yeah, isn't Dak Prescott? He's kind of injury prone. I know he wasn't hurt last year. I think this year he's going to be hurt. So
Well, he was hurt last year. He missed the last part of the season.
well, they kind of.
I believe, right? Or was that the year before? I can't keep it all straight. I don't care about the Cowboys. It's a big non-factor. It doesn't matter. The Cowboys suck. We're gonna beat them. That's that.
Okay, week 15 at the Los Angeles Rams. Stafford, and the front 4 defensive line of the Rams. I think they're just going to overpower the Lions. I think the Rams are going to win.
Yeah, I think the Rams are going to come in hot. They got the games before Detroit. They're at Carolina, at Arizona, so they're going to get a nice little win streak here towards the end of the season. And I just think that Stafford in LA, he's going to win against Goff. But if they come to Detroit, we got their number. If we go out there, they got our number. So, yeah, Rams.
Okay, the big game everyone's talking about here, Sunday, December 21st, week 16, at home versus the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. I think the game's going to end with Kirby Joseph catching a ball from Aaron Rodgers, winning the game for the Lions.
Man, I love that you're predicting individual plays, 20 weeks out. But I'll take the Lions over the Steelers. I have not liked anything the Steelers have done. It doesn't matter. They can't find a quarterback to save their life. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the answer. That team's a bit of a mess. I already feel like that team's going to be under 500 this year, so give me the Lions.
Yeah, I think they're going to implode pretty early. They got a lot of divas on that team, and something's going to happen. So moving on to week 17 at Minnesota Vikings, I think the Lions it's going to be a close game, but I think the Lions are going to win this one.
I have the Lions winning. This is a Christmas Day game on Netflix, I believe. So 4-day turnaround for the Lions after that last game. Same for the Vikings, I'm sure. I'm not sure who they play right beforehand, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough outing there. I think it'll be one of those NFC North type games that's going to, probably be low scoring, 2017 type game where both teams are going to be slugging it out. But I think Detroit will come out on top.
Okay, so last game of the season here, week 18 at the Bears. I think the Bears are going to finally start clicking. offensive line are going to start running routes for Ben Johnson, catching passes. It's going to be mean nothing for the Lions as they already locked up their division first round bye. So I think it's going to be a loss by the Lions.
Wow. Okay. Well, I feel the opposite. I feel like the Bears at this point. I got the Bears going 4-13 on the year. I see 4 winnable games for the Bears, and that's about it. I think they are massively overhyped and book it 4-13. I was right last year when I said they'd only win 5. I think they take a step back and win 4. However, I think the division is going to be really tight. I think the Lions and Green Bay both end up with the same record, and that's why Detroit's going to have to play their heart out at the end of the year to get this win against the Bears. They have to beat the Packers by the tiebreaker of the division. So with that one loss to the Packers, I think the Packers have a couple losses in the division. So that gives Detroit their 3rd straight division title, even though them and the Packers will both have 12-5 records.
So you got Lions winning?
I have the Lions beating the Bears. Yep.
All right. So for me, I got 5, 7. I got 12 and 5, and you have.
I'm 12-5 as well, just in a different order.
Okay.
We're both 12-5 and then winning the division, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
look,
look around. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's tough to do 15. Nobody's ever done it 2 years in a row. 15, win. So we know we're gonna take a step back, and it's fine, Lions fan. I think we're gonna hit a couple of bumpy stretches. That's kind of the course of the season. But I think the Lions, by my calculation, if I'm predicting right now, after that Rams game, the Lions dial in. They win 3 straight to get into the postseason. Maybe they don't get a first round bye. Maybe they do again. But I think they go into the postseason hot, and we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to see. I want to see the Lions get a 2nd or 3rd seed. That way, they don't have a week off. They're going into the playoffs red hot, ready to roll. I think that's going to help them a lot if they have that.
Yeah, I think. I mean, a bye will still be nice. It's just last year it was that, and everybody's gonna, that defense was not great, and even the Lions. Rewatching a lot of that last playoff game, that they were just mistakes. I don't know if you can blame a bye week on that. I just think the Commanders were just a hungrier team coming in, and Detroit probably overlooked them a little bit, to be honest with you, and it bit them in the butt. I think this year they can't do that. You have the 1 seed or not, you do not overlook anybody in the playoffs. So, we'll see.
Yep. Well, we'll see. So let's move on to training camp here. For the rookies, reporting date is July 16th. So 2 days ago, the veterans report tomorrow, July 19th, and the open practices for the Lions start July 26th at 8:30. A lot of people out there trying to get free tickets. I know Randy, your dad, the visionary of the world of football, tried getting tickets.
Whoa, okay, whoa, hey, I don't know what kind of promotion you're looking for, my friend. Randy doesn't just willy-nilly just hand out promotions. I don't know what you're trying to get. Are you trying to get a new show? Are you trying to jumpstart some other podcast on the World of Football channel, Kyle? That ain't gonna work. There's too much butt to that man to kiss to get what you want.
Well, anyways, yeah, he tried getting tickets. What did he say? He was like
2,000.
Yeah, in line waiting to see. So, anyways, if you got free tickets, have fun. Should be a good showing there.
Oh, I thought you were gonna start begging. If you got free tickets, send them our way.
No, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of scalpers out there trying to sell them. So
selling free tickets, good lord.
They want to make that money. But yeah, the start of that is July 26th. I believe the first practice is for season ticket holders only. Then they have the July 29th Tuesday practice right before the Thursday, July 31st Hall of Fame game, Lions versus Chargers at Canton, Ohio. But yeah, then they end up having three joint practices, 2 with the Miami Dolphins before their preseason game, and then the last one against Houston Texans, joint practice before their preseason game. So it should be interesting. I really hope that all this stuff about Alex Anzalone is false. I'm hoping he shows up, which he should. A lot of talks out there about him wanting to get a contract extension, but I, I don't know if they're going to do that. I think he deserves it, but we'll have to wait and see there.
They better get that figured out. That's my fiance's favorite player on the team. And if he doesn't come back, Lions, if you ruin my future marriage, I'm going to be mad.
Yeah, if he doesn't show up for the first practice, it's going to be all over the news. Like, we're going to hear about it.
Even if he's not back at the first practice, I'm not sweating it yet. I think him and Zadarius Smith, I bet you they got something worked out. It might not be right away. I feel like they'll come back. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think Zadarius Smith, if he does sign with the Lions, it will be after training camp, once the season starts. He doesn't want to go through all that crap. He's a veteran. He knows what to do, so. So let's move on here. Injury report just came out yesterday. We had a couple people on the physically unable to perform list. This just means that they can come back anytime they want to, but they're probably just rehabbing from like an injury or post surgery or whatever, just getting their body right. But we have on this list offensive tackle Taylor Decker, cornerback Cleo Dorsey. Remember, he broke his leg, so he's probably rehabbing right now. Offensive guard Mile Frazier. I wouldn't sweat too much about him either. Defensive lineman Ali McNeil, again rehabbing from last season, getting hurt. I think they were saying he's going to come back in October sometime. So hopefully sooner the better, but don't push it. And linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez, same thing, hurt last season. And defensive lineman Makai Wingo, same thing, coming back from injury last year. So we have a couple of non-football injuries. We have defensive lineman Josh Pascal. Kind of interested on what happened here, but he should be back hopefully for the start of the season because their edge rushers are kind of slim right now. They got Aiden Hutchinson, Josh Pascal. Who's the other side? Marcus Davenport. Don't put too much faith on him. He could be hurt first freaking game of the season. And Al Muhammad, Hassanin, and Isaac Uku there. So hopefully he's ready to go. Then we have cornerbacks Stanley, Thomas Oliver, backup piece. But let's talk about this. Reserve, physically unable to perform, popped up. Defensive lineman Levi Onzarike. So that means he cannot come back until after week 4 of the regular season. Kind of sucks because I think their offensive line, looking at it right now, is pretty thin. So losing Levi is
defensive line, not offensive line.
Defensive line. I said that.
You said offensive line. I got the tape. Okay. You said offensive line.
So yeah. So right now they got DJ Reader, Talik Williams, Roy Lopez, Miles Adam, Broderick Martin, as their players that can play right now, with Lee McNeil and Levi out and Makai Wingo out. So they're kind of stretched thin right now.
Hey, we'll see. Look, they got a lot of preseason to get through now. 4 games for a change this year, so it'll be interesting. See what kind of guys they pick up. Not off the street, but, a lot of these guys trying to make practice squads and maybe some unknown guys you never know about who are going to end up making the roster. It's going to be tough. The Lions have a lot of good players. And if some diamond in the rough shows up, I don't think this team's going to hesitate to, add talent. Yeah, so I'm not worried yet. I'm not worried yet.
Yeah, we'll definitely tell by week 3 or 4 how this team's gonna pan out. But yeah, I think Talik Williams signing is from what I heard or from all the reporters out there, he's very physical. He can push people around. So him and DJ Reader next to each other, I think that's going to be good for the start of the season until we get Aleem McNeil back and Levi back. But yeah, also news came out. You heard about the second round draft picks not signing yet for the contracts.
I had till it happened.
But they finally signed Tate Ratledge yesterday. So that's good. We need to get him into training camp and start really practicing with the full team. It sounds like he's probably going to be our center, and Graham Glasgow is going to stay at guard. So that'll be a good thing for Goff and Ratledge to build chemistry upon each other.
Yeah, hopefully. It might be tough sledding starting off. I don't know if that means we're going to see more Goff in the preseason or not. I doubt it. You would like to see that chemistry there, but I mean, they could also do that during practice. But I'd be curious to see with these rookies how much preseason time they're going to get.
Yeah, I think first part of the season it's going to be more of a run heavy offense, just for that offensive line to build chemistry with a couple new pieces on that line, and I think you're going to lean on that defense side to kind of hold the fort down until the offense takes over. So we'll have to wait and see. But anything else you want to add?
Other than what was it? I think I saw something about Sam Laporta coming out and saying that he's liking what this new offensive coordinator's doing. Says he's got a lot of smart, interesting stuff coming. So, I mean, every team's doing that. Every team's got the smartest offensive coordinator. Every team's got the leg up on everybody right now. We'll have to wait and see. But I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, there's talks about Jameson Williams having a heavy production season coming up, and even Sam Laporta too getting a lot of targets, and even there's talks out there about Jahmyr Gibbs lining up at wide receiver too, to have David Montgomery in the backfield. So we'll see. Maybe it's a new wrinkle in this offense. A lot of new trick plays we haven't seen yet.
Maybe, maybe not. Hey, the fun is it's going to be right around the corner, and we'll get to see it with our own eyes.
All right. Yeah. Did you see the NFL Top 100?
The last I saw was that Laporta was what, 94?
Yeah, they just updated it to 80 to 71 today.
Okay, I haven't seen that yet.
But they have Kirby Joseph as 71.
Okay.
Do you think that's kind of low or high?
Considering all the talent in the NFL, I bet you it's probably a pretty good spot for now. I can't sit here and say he's one of the top 50 players in the league, but I think top 171 sounds about right. I wouldn't be mad about that. I'm sure he would disagree, but I think that's a good spot.
All right. Well, I thought he could have made at least in the 50s or even 60s. I think 71 was a little too high, especially he led our NFL in interceptions. Was he like ranked number 1 or 2 for the safety for the whole NFL?
I think so, yeah.
So I think that's a little high. I think he should have been a lot lower.
I think you mean the opposite. He was a little low on the list. He should have been higher.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
All right.
You're rusty. You're knocking the rust off. You know, your first show in a while. I know you're not as warmed up as I am with doing the shows, but hey, I know you're back at it. I see you got that fuel, that fire. Also, you might need a little nap. It looks like you look a little tired, but it was probably just prepping for your first show in a little while.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, not really. I'm just excited. Dad and I will be at that Hall of Fame game. We're looking forward to that. We'll probably have a video about that, and then I'm sure you and I will talk about the game, and you'll have a bunch of stuff you want to bring up with that. So when that gets here, I'm sure that'll be our next episode, unless something else happens.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and
Couple
close it
weeks.
out. Yeah.
All right. Yes, sir. You're the boss on this one. We appreciate you guys listening or watching today's episode and come back for more. Be sure to visit the World of Football's website, theworldoffootball.com, for news, links, upcoming events, original articles, videos, and more. If you want, you can get in touch with us by sending an email to info@theworldoffootball.com. You can connect with us by liking the World of Football's X account or Twitter, as it used to be known. You can also go check out and like our Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram. All those are down in the episode description. Be sure to check out our flagship podcast, This Week in the World of Football, which drops new episodes every Tuesday. You can also find that podcast here on YouTube as well. Again, links down in the description below. And remember, everybody, NFL season's coming back, but football never left. Stick with the World of Football, where we talk about all things Canadian football. We got the Arena League running. We got indoor football running. We got European League of Football still going, Kyle. Like, there's so much football out there. It's not just NFL, everybody. As much as we love it, keep with us, and we'll make sure y'all are up to date.
Okay. That's it for us this week. Quick shout out to Frosted Flakes, Rice Krispie Treats. If you guys haven't seen, go to Myers. They have special edition Detroit Lions themed.
God, that's such a Michigan thing to say.
cereal.
There's no S on the end. It's just Meyer.
Myers. Well,
It's
maybe they don't want to go to just one. They
Meyer.
want to go to two. Myers.
Fight the Michigan accent. Fight the way Michiganders say it. It's Meyer.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, on the next episode, we'll talk about the Hall of Fame game, probably in a couple weeks. NFL Top 100. Hopefully, they've expanded that list on which Lions made that list. And so far, and the top 10 list for each position voted on by the coaches, executive scouts, that the Lions also made. We'll talk about that as well. So be on the lookout. Thanks for watching. Yeah, 2 weeks away from the Lions starting back up. Excited. And remember, go Lions. Thanks for watching.
Go Lions, baby.